Queremos conocer lo que nuestros amigos piensan y saben sobre los derechos humanos. Para lograr esta meta, creamos una encuesta para determinar el nivel de conocimiento de los derechos humanos. Nuestras preguntas eran muy básicas, como cuáles algunos derechos humanos, cuántos derechos humanos se contiene la Declaración Universal de Derechos Humanos, o qué países todavía permiten la pena de muerte. Teníamos 14 preguntas con el marcador máximo de 18 puntos. Dividimos la gente con sus marcadores. 0 a 8 puntos significa necesita mejorarse, 9 a 14 puntos significa conocedor y 15 a 18 puntos significa experto. 10 amigos tomaron nuestra encuesta. Todos eran estudiantes. De esos 4 había tomado una clase de derechos humanos. De los 10 amigos, 2 lograron el estatus de experto y los demás clasificamos como conocedores. Filmamos 7 amigos preguntándose sobre sus opiniones de los derechos humanos. Sus testimonios siguen.
Human rights are general rights that we are all entitled to, no matter our background, our race, our age, where we're from.
Well, human rights are basic rights that we all deserve because we're living people in the world. So
human rights are the basic rights that every person is just born with.
Human rights are rights that are endowed on everybody that's a human being in the world, regardless of nationality, race, gender, everything. If you're a human being, there are a set list of rights that are inalienable.
Human rights are those specific necessities. So it's the right of someone, of everybody, to receive things that are necessary for human life, like food, water, the right to live your life, unimpeded, obviously, like your right to live without being killed. That's sort of
Perfect.
Human rights. Some conditions that are sacred and applicable to everybody, like access to food and water, like the things that are essential to human life, that kind of thing, and then protection from torture or gross crimes against humanity type thing.
I would define human rights as the sort of inherent, like inalienable things that should be guaranteed to every person just because of their existence on Earth.
For me, I'd say our freedom of speech, because dialogue amongst our peers, family, friends, is what generates new ideas and change, if change is necessary, or determine what is working and what isn't working.
I really like the right to free speech.
Okay.
Because without it, your whole outlook on life can change.
To me, most important human right is the right to happiness.
The right to be acknowledged as a human being.
I would say right to life.
I would say in our country, there's definitely room for improvement. Compared to other countries, we're doing pretty well. We have freedom of speech, people dialogue via many different sources, but there are still instances of individuals and communities being marginalized. Sometimes people put other people down without even realizing it. But compared to most countries,
We're doing pretty well.
In the last couple of years, I'd say great. Moving forward, we'll see. And there's always room for improvement. I think a lot of countries in Europe have a stronger focus on certain rights that we don't really talk about in America as often.
I think that the current state of human rights in the U.S. is better than it has been historically.
I think they're pretty solid. Obviously, there's a lot of issues, right? Like homelessness is an issue because it's sort of cyclical with addiction and things like that. You've got people in a lot of different circumstances. But I think sort of as a general look on things, I think we do all right compared to other countries, I'd say.
Obviously, we have a lot of work to do. But on the whole, I'd say it's better than it's ever been. So that's good.
I actually think we've regressed a little bit in the last couple of years because of the current political climate. I think it's more, I guess, acceptable within society right now to trample over like things that we used to think were sort of like just off limits. We've moved on from being really concerned with things like poverty and hunger towards things, the rights of refugees, towards things that are much more like, okay, can I be like solidly middle class? But I think when we're talking about human rights, there's sort of these baseline things that should be available to everyone, and we've sort of passed that up in my mind in the last couple of years in favor of trying to ensure like the American dream for everyone. And I think there's a baseline that we're ignoring there.
I'm not sure about best, but I would say Canada is doing a pretty good job in representing all of its citizens and making sure everyone feels safe.
Honestly, maybe Canada or maybe Switzerland. They seem like they have a really strong focus on guaranteeing people their rights.
I think the Scandinavian countries, Finland, Sweden, that area.
Switzerland. And I say that because not only do they do a pretty good job of providing like basic services and needs and things like that for their citizens, but they also abstain from conflict for the most part. And so they both don't really trample the rights of other people around the world, and they do a fairly good job of providing for the fundamental human rights of their own citizens.
No, I think there are a lot of countries that still need to meet basic human rights. I think there are still countries that are working towards that.
I think we have. I think we need to go back and check, because I feel like poverty is still a really large issue in our country, and a lot of people go unnoticed who still struggle really hard to fill those basic needs.
I would say that those most basic rights are often not fulfilled.
Okay.
Also, things like water, that's a huge issue. Right to availability of food, shelter. No, those are not provided. Yeah, it's definitely not.
No. No, I think there are still places where that's an issue. But you've got, like, for example, homosexuals being persecuted and killed in other countries just for being homosexual. And I'm not sure that that's, I think that's a human rights issue. Because, they're just trying to live their life. However, but I don't, like, their right to life isn't guaranteed. So I don't think that, on the whole, the world is past just ensuring basic human rights. No.
In this country, for the most part, yes. Worldwide, no. You very easily could. We have the resources to feed everyone in the world and provide for everyone's basic human needs, but we don't.
I think they've been vulnerable for a long time. I think there are also a lot of places in the world right now where we are sort of indiscriminately taking military action against terrorists, but they're also affecting a lot of civilian populations. So.
En resumen, el conocimiento de nuestros amigos nos sorprende. Originalmente pensábamos que algunas personas sacarían marcadores debajo de 9 puntos, logrando un estatus de necesita mejorarse, pero todos sacan 9 puntos o mejor. Pensamos que probablemente nuestros amigos no son representantes de toda la población, pero incluso la gente que no ha tomado una clase de derechos humanos tiene un conocimiento básico de los derechos humanos. En el futuro queríamos encontrar una población más diversa, quizás en la universidad. Mucha gente tiene un conocimiento básico de derechos humanos, pero en la población general hay más diversidad de conocimiento. En total, era muy interesante conversar con nuestros amigos sobre los derechos humanos. Pensábamos que seríamos los expertos, pero todos tienen un conocimiento. Así nuestras entrevistas sirvieron más como una discusión en que aprendíamos algo de todos nuestros amigos.